Let's talk about how energy has different forms and how it can transform from one type to another. Right here we have what's called a hand generator. If I crank this crank right here, what goes on in there is going to convert that mechanical motion into electrical motion. And right now I've got it hooked up to a light bulb here, so I can actually make the light bulb light if I start cranking this hard enough. And when I stop cranking, energy no longer flows, and so I'm not creating light energy over here. All right, that's all well and good. I can turn mechanical energy into electrical energy. I want to show you another example right over here in which I've taken two hand cranks just like I had before, and I've connected them to each other so that when I crank this one, the other crank cranks. So I am converting mechanical energy into electrical, which is converted back into mechanical. What happens if I turn it the other way? Aha! The crank actually turns the other way as well. What happens if I simply disconnect this? And here you're going to have to take my word for it because I can't have, it's impossible on a video for you to actually feel the sensation of this. But I'm going to turn this crank and it actually travels a lot more easily than before. That's because there's no energy being generated over on this side here. I'm not lighting up a lamp and I'm not turning that crank. What happens if I connect these two together so I create a closed loop for this hand crank right here? Well, I find it cranks much more slowly. It's more difficult to get it to crank, and the reason for that is that this is generating electricity. Electricity flows through this circuit, and as it does, it gets dissipated. It gets turned into waste heat. So there's energy conversion here, which means that I have to put in enough energy here to get it all to work.